Do you actually know what your dog's tail is telling you right now? Most people think a wagging tail means a happy dog. It seems obvious. Tail up, tail moving, good sign, right? But behaviorists say that's one of the most common misreads in the entire human-dog relationship. Some wags reveal genuine affection, the kind that goes bone deep. Others are a warning your dog has been sending you for years, and you've been smiling back at it. Here's the bigger question underneath all of this. If you've been misreading the tail, what else have you been getting wrong? And more unsettling, what has your dog been trying to tell you that you've never once picked up on? The last signal on this list is the one most owners see almost every week, and almost none of them know what it actually means. So let's fix that, starting now. You walk into the kitchen. Your dog spots you from across the room, tail moving, low and slow, almost mechanical, like a metronome set to the quietest possible tempo. You smile. You assume they're happy to see you. You reach down to pet them. Most owners assume any wag means excitement or love. The tail is moving, so everything must be fine. But here's what's actually happening. A low, slow wag is often a dog in assessment mode, not celebration mode. Behaviorists observe that tail height and speed encode entirely different emotional states. Low and slow doesn't mean cold or unfriendly. It means cautious attention, mild uncertainty, focused alertness. Your dog is reading the room and reading you before they decide how to respond. Their tail is a communication tool evolved over thousands of years of pack signaling. Height carries confidence. Tempo carries intensity. The wag itself isn't the message. The way it's delivered is. So next time you see it, pause before reaching in. Read the whole body, the ears, the weight, the eyes. Your dog is talking. Most people just don't hear it. But that raises the real question. If speed and height are two separate signals, what happens when they combine in ways that look completely normal but mean something entirely different? Because there's a direction built into every wag that almost no one ever checks. And once you know about it, you can't unsee it. You come home after a long day. Your dog's tail is going. You can see it from the doorway. But if you watch closely, really closely, it's pulling slightly to the right. Later, a stranger's dog approaches at the park. Same wag, roughly the same speed. But this time, it leans left. Most owners assume a wag is a wag, symmetrical, simple, happy. One motion, one meaning. But here's the part no one tells you. The direction your dog wags reveals which brain hemisphere is firing. Some studies suggest a right side bias correlates with positive, approach emotions. They're genuinely glad to see you. A left side bias correlates with withdrawal, wariness, or a stress response. And the key detail? It's involuntary. They can't fake the lean. The left and right hemispheres control opposite sides of the body and entirely different emotional systems. Your dog's tail is a live readout of what's happening upstairs, not what they want you to see, what's actually there. Watch for this next time your dog greets someone new. The lean tells you what their expression can't. But here's the thing. You've only been looking at the shape of the wag so far. Speed, height, direction. What if the wag that looks the most joyful, the most unhinged, the most ridiculous, is actually the most meaningful signal of all? And what if most owners completely underestimate what it's really saying? You've been gone all day. You open the front door, and your dog. Their entire back half is spinning. Not just the tail, the whole rear. It looks almost ridiculous, honestly, like their body can't contain whatever's happening inside. Most owners assume this is just peak excitement, that all dogs do it when they're happy enough. But here's what's actually happening. Trainers commonly report that the full circular helicopter wag is reserved almost exclusively for the people a dog is most deeply bonded to. It's not a generic excitement response. It's specific. It requires full body muscle engagement and near zero inhibition. Your dog has dropped every single guard they have. That only happens with their safest person. Guarded dogs wag tight and controlled. Completely safe dogs wag with their whole body. There's no performance in it, no strategy. It's pure. If you get the helicopter, that's not just happiness, that's total trust. You are their safe place. But now flip it, because everything so far has been about the wags you can clearly see, the ones that look like something. What about the wag that looks completely fine, looks friendly, looks like an invitation, and is actually the most dangerous misread on this entire list? If you're the kind of person who actually pays attention to what your dog is trying to tell you, you're exactly who this channel is made for. Hit subscribe. We go deeper every week. The park. A stranger walks toward your dog, hand already outstretched. Your dog's tail rises, high, stiff, moving fast. You think, great, they're friendly. You let the stranger in close. Most owners assume fast wag equals friendly dog. Safe to approach, green light. But here's the part no one tells you. A high, stiff, rapid wag is one of the most misread signals in dog behavior. What it actually means is arousal, not friendliness. Behaviorists observe that high tail carriage signals alertness, sometimes dominance. Combined with stiffness, it indicates a dog at peak stimulation, which could tip in either direction, depending on what happens in the next 3 seconds. Trainers commonly note that many bite incidents happen immediately after this exact wag, precisely because the person read it as an invitation. Arousal is arousal. It's neither good nor bad until something tips it. If you miss this, you might be reading your dog wrong in the exact moment it matters most. So you've now got the social wags, the ones aimed at people, at strangers, at you. But here's what nobody asks. What is your dog's tail doing when there's nobody there at all, when they think they're completely alone? Because that one quietly reveals something about how their brain actually works, and most owners have never even thought to look. You're in the other room. You glance over, and your dog is standing near their bowl, tail moving, or near the door, or hovering over a spot on the floor where something interesting landed earlier. A scent, a crumb, something you can't detect. No one's there. They're not looking at you. They're just wagging. Most owners assume wagging requires an audience, that it's always a social signal aimed at someone. But here's what's actually happening. Dogs sometimes wag as a self-regulating response to internal anticipation or sensory triggers that have nothing to do with you. Their tail isn't always broadcasting outward. Sometimes it's just the physical expression of their own internal state firing up. A smell alone can trigger it, a sound, the ghost of a routine. Their sensory world is so layered and rich that they're constantly reacting to a reality you simply can't perceive. They're not confused, they're not broken, they're reading a world you can't smell or hear. And honestly, that's the lighter version of what's coming next. Because all of these wags so far have been about excitement, alertness, assessment, arousal. But the last one is none of those things. It's quieter than all of them. It happens when your dog thinks no one is watching. And it's the one that will actually change how you see your dog, maybe for good. Quiet room. You're having a hard night. Not crying, not visibly falling apart, just still. The kind of still that's heavy. And your dog gets up, walks over slowly, and sits right next to you. Their tail does one long, slow sweep, and they stay. Most owners assume their dog just wandered over. Coincidence. Maybe they wanted something. But here's what's actually happening. Behaviorists observe that dogs frequently orient toward humans showing subtle stress cues, shifts in breathing, changes in posture, a difference in scent that comes with emotional distress. That slow, gentle wag isn't a request. It's a proximity signal, calm communication. It means, I'm here, I'm not leaving. They're not asking for attention, they're offering presence. Pack animals stay close when something feels wrong, Closeness is the only comfort they know how to give. So they give it, quietly, with no audience, no reward, no expectation that you'll even notice. That gentle wag in your hardest moments isn't random. That's your dog choosing you. And that's the answer to the question underneath all of this, the one we started with. If your dog has been misread, if their signals have been glossed over, if the tail has always just meant happy to you, what you've actually been missing is a conversation, one your dog has been having with you every single day. Every one of these signals, the lean, the height, the spin, the stiffness, the solo wag at nothing, the one slow sweep in a quiet room, they're not random. They're a language, one your dog has been speaking since the day they met you. Your dog's most honest moments happen when they think you're not reading them, in the stillness, in the signals you used to walk past, but now you're not walking past them. It's not performed for attention. It's how they stay close and tell you the truth. And now you can finally hear it.